I think that there is a significant integration of the logistics services that we have. So, there is a full portfolio of land, air, sea, contract logistics. All of those kind of main work streams are part of our DNA. There's a lot of willingness to tailor our solutions to specific needs of the customer. Historically, organizations like ourselves were used to just facilitate the supply chain. We take a container, we move it from there, we move it to there, and we'll go, yay, it moved. Whereas I think that the future is very much around adding that sophistication, that intelligence, that risk management, that value creation to the supply chain, and actually moving from a provider to a partner. Data is the lifeblood of our organizations. I did a degree in logistics, and I got asked once to write a paper on supply chain, and I handed it in, and my tutor gave it back to me. He said, I can only score you 50% on this paper, Tim. I was like, why? He said, because what you've done is you've recognized the importance of the physical supply chain, but you haven't recognized the importance of the information supply chain. And information supply chain is at least 50% of a supply chain. We really look to bring in consultant and analytical kind of resources that can take the data but actually translate it into a meaningful stance and a meaningful value proposition for customers. An analyst will turn around and he'll say, I've looked at your container utilization data, and actually you could get 5% improvement of your fill rate of a container. Now, that's great. That could turn around and say, well, I could save, I don't know, $100, $200 on my freight by kind of leveraging and getting rid of that 5% wasted space. But if you really understand the industry, you'll understand that actually that space that you're now putting in, that's inventory. You may not need that inventory. So, where experience kind of comes to bear is where you can actually work with a customer and kind of go, do you know what, I know that your utilization of a container is at 85%. But actually what I understand is that you have redundancy costs with your inventory, you've got cash flow that's tied up, you're using space in your warehouses, you are having to put product on markdown. So what I'll do is I'll help you to work with your factories to actually develop the optimal order size rather than the optimal order size for the container. Our top 70 customers, we all deploy through the GT Nexus platform. We have a range of different customer experiences that you get on there, right the way through from the full purchase order management, end-to-end visibility, track and trace, support activities, down to simple measurement of flows of container level traffic. So one of the things that DB Schenker really does well is work with the customer to actually make sure that we deploy the right technology and the right modules to actually give the customer what they want. We see that the GT Nexus is the hub for a lot of decision making within our customer base. And whilst we, like most providers, have our own internal visibility applications, there are a lot of customers that quite understandably have said, no, GT Nexus is our standard, and so it's important for us that we actually build a global freight management product that can actually mean that our customers get the most out of the relationship they have both with GT Nexus but also with ourselves.